Nashira, Hava Nashira, Hava Nashira. Let us sing. Come 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 let us sing. Hava Nashira. Come let us sing. 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 Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Let us sing. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Let us sing. Come 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 let us sing. Hava Nashira. Come let us sing. 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 Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Let us sing. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Hava Nashira. Let us sing. Good Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi Stephen. Shabbat Shalom, live stream, the internet, humans of the world, and Birmingham, most likely.
Shabbat Shalom, Sarah. It's been a long time since we've done this.
It has been 4 weeks. I did the math on my way over here. It's been 4 weeks since we have actually done our Shabbos thing.
It's crazy.
And it feels really good to be back.
Yeah.
It feels like things are finally getting back to normal, even though we know that normal is a silly thing of the past.
Right. Like there's no one here singing with us. And we're in the sanctuary on a Friday night. But we trust that you're out there. I'm going to have to believe that you're out there. I can't even see a light, so I keep looking for you. But I'm going to trust that you're singing with us. We are following tonight Sarah's special Kabbalat Shabbat service song sheet. Do they have this in some form, Sarah?
They do. I believe Lindsay sent it out via email.
Perfect.
So if you want to, the Shabbat has not officially started yet, I don't believe.
Perfect.
So if you have not lit your candles, then you can still check your email right now, and you can scroll through and find the email that Lindsay sent out, and then you can open up your Kabbalat Shabbat song sheet.
Absolutely. So we continue with Psalm 95, L'chu neranena, come, let us rejoice. I could use some of that.
L'chu neranena, l'Adonai, Naria, Litzor Yishenu, Nikad Mafanav, Betoda, Bizmira, Naria, Lo, Nishbati ve'api im yevon el If you're following home, if you're following along at home, then you can read with Stephen the part under Sing to Adonai a new song.
Sing to Adonai a new song. The Hasidic master Elimelech of Lezhensk taught, during the 6 days of the week, we reach toward the divine through the work we do in the world. But on Shabbat, we reach toward God through prayer and song. Psalm 96, Shiru Ladonai, next page or next song.
Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Bazru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim Kevodo, Bechol Ha'amim Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umhulal Meod, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Yai, Ki Kol Elohei Hamim Helelim, Vadonai Shamayim Asa, Hod Vehadar Lefanav, Oz V'Tiferet B'Mikdasho, Havu Adonai Mishpechot Amim,
Havu Adonai Kavod V'Hoz, Havu Adonai Kevod Shemo, Seu Mincha, Uvo Lechatzrotav, Ishtachavu Adonai Behadrat Kodesh, Bilu Mipono Kol Haaretz, Imru Vagoyim Adonai Malach, Aftikon Tevel Maltimot, Yadinamim Ben Mesharim, Ishmechu Hashamayim B'Tagel Haaretz, Yiram Hayam, O Melo, Yalo Sadai, Bechol Asher Bo Yai, Kikol Ziranu Kol Atzeyar, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Lishvot Haaretz, Ishvot Tevel Betzedek, Be'amim Be'emunato, Anai, Yadadadadai, Ay, 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 If you'll join me in the reading at the bottom left corner, To Take the First Step by Ruth Sohn. To take the first step, to sing a new song, is to close one's eyes and dive into unknown waters. For a moment, knowing nothing and risking all, but then to discover the waters are friendly, the ground is firm. And the song rises up again. Out of my mouth come words lifting the wind. And I hear for the first, the song has been in my heart, silent, unknown even to me. Those words about the song remind me of the crossing of the sea and the song that came up out of Miriam and that came up out of the whole people that we are still singing to this day, which for me is a guiding sort of moment in Jewish history as I think about it. You heard my Devar earlier today, and we'll come back to that later tonight. For now, we continue to Yiram Hayam, the seas shall roar, Psalm 98.
Let's actually jump ahead to
Okay.
Mizmor LeDavid.
All right, Psalm 29, also about the waters. And for this one, even if you're standing at home, please rise. But this one, we try to move around a little. At home, you might even give yourself a little stretch, do something to get rid of the tension of this.
Mizmor LeDavid, Havul Adonai b'nei Elim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Baos, Havul Adonai, Kevod Shemo Ishtachavu Adonai, Behadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai Alamayim, El HaKavod Nirim, Adonai Alamayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Bakoach, Kol Adonai Behadar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, Vaishaber Adonai Et Arzeh Halvanon, Vayarkitem Kmo Egel Lebanon, Vesirion, Vesirion, Kmo Vein Re'emim, Yai, Kol Adonai, Kosev Le'havodesh, Kol Adonai, Yahil Midbar, Yahil Adonai, Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai, Yeholelai Alon, Vayecheso, Ye'aron, U'echalon, Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai Lama Bul Yashav Yeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitein, Adonai Yivarech Et Amo B'Shalom. Ay, 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 May God bless his people with peace. That's my prayer for us this evening as we come to Shabbat, that we would have a taste of peace that would remove us from the anxieties of this week and the stresses that we may have encountered, all the bad news we got about the world, about, God forbid, our friends or family or friends of family. And enter this space of peace, a time designed to have us let go of all those anxieties, and for a moment, notice that what we have is good and good enough. This week has been an extraordinary exercise in that for me, just to imagine that if only we could have what we had 2 weeks ago, how much better the world would be. The ability to drive around freely, the ability to gather together. A world where I didn't have to work at home. Working from home used to seem like a very nice idea. You know, the porch is very comfortable, but I'd actually rather see y'all like I did today. And it's extraordinary to notice the intense value of what we have. And that's what we're going to do now over Shabbat. To bring that in, we're going to sing Lecha Dodi. That's on the right side of your paper, or page 23. It looks like we are doing the first three and the last three verses together. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, shamor v'zavor v'edibor echad ishmi'anu, elam meyuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet, ve'elek tila lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat le'nei el chakim ekor, ha'beracha
מראש מקדם נעשו חסום מעשה במחשבה תחילה להיחדודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה קום יצאי מתוך הפך הרב לך שבט מימי אבך הוא יחמול עלייך
לך דודי
page 25
לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה
לך דודי
לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה והיולים שיסה
היולים שסו שוסייך ורחקו כל מבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך ימסוס חתן על קלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי אל יד איש בין פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה Please rise as we turn to the door.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה וטובה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי קלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה
Continue 4 stanzas from the bottom at 28. Od Yanuvun. And even in old age, the righteous remain faithful, still fresh, fruitful, still fresh, bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw.
Od Yanuvun beseiva Dishenim v'ra'anenim yehiyu Le'hagid yashar Adonai turi velo avlatabo Yadadadadai Yadadadadai
In this your house, beautiful in its holiness, your testimonies endure, Adonai, for all time. Edotecha nemnu meod, levetcha nava kodesh Adonai, leorech yamim.
Edotecha nemnu meod, levetcha nava kodesh Adonai leorech yamim Adonai leorech yamim Yadadadai Yadadadai Yadadadai
Thank you, Sarah, for your song. It has a healing energy this week. If you are saying Kaddish, you can stand, and together we're going to say Psalm 23. Many of you know it by heart. If you don't and have a weekday Siddur, which you can pick up from the shul at designated hours, page 97. A Psalm of David. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want. God gives me rest in green meadows and guides me over calm waters. God will revive my spirit and direct me on the right path, for that is God's way. Though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are at my side. Your staff and your rod, they comfort me. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai forever. I just want to extend a special welcome back to the community, to those who might be watching from home, including this week in particular, Lynette Slaughter. We buried this past Sunday, Alvin, and to her whole family. And I want to say that to her and to other mourners, Hamakom yenachem etchem betoch she'arav le'tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you, along with the other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Sarah, I just want to give a quick devar tonight. I want to point out to people that the circumstance that we face this year is not so different from the circumstance faced by the first generation to celebrate Passover. The first generation, what we call in the Jewish tradition, Pesach Mitzrayim, the Passover of Egypt, were sheltering in their homes on the night of the first Passover, and they were sheltering there because Moses had told them that that night the angel of death would pass through the entirety of Egypt and take the firstborn. And what they were to do was to take a Pesach, an offering, a young lamb, and prepare it for the meal, and they were to take the blood and to mark their doorposts so the angel of death would know to pass by, so that it could avoid the Jewish homes. And you can imagine that they must have been actually afraid, and a lot of them not too happy about all the goings-on. As we hear from the grumbling later on in the story, not everyone really wanted to be leaving Egypt, and it's really good food, right? They often said, why couldn't we go back to Egypt and have some of that amazing food that we used to have? Well, I think it's really interesting that in Pesach Mitzrayim you had small groups, really households, eating that first Passover sacrifice together. And this year we too will be eating our Passovers just house by house. And that's okay. It's a letdown if you're used to having your 36 closest friends join you for your Seder. It certainly would be more fun, I believe, the more the merrier in many ways. But this year we really do need to cancel all of our plans to host outside guests, and certainly all plans to travel out of town. But I want to stress that doesn't mean canceling Seder. It might be different from the Seder you've known in the past, but that's not the same thing as just not having one at all. In fact, I would say this year is an opportunity for something new, for many people who in their homes haven't yet led a Seder to do just that. At this time, there's a lot of fear in society, a lot of fear about coronavirus, about losing some of our loved ones, especially those with underlying illnesses, or it touching the lives of those whom we know directly. There's also fear about am I doing the right thing? Possibly fear about can we have a Seder and everyone will be safe. There's fear about how could I possibly lead a Seder if you were the obvious person in your house to lead it, or perhaps the unobvious person to lead it. And so I want to try to help with some resources so that new people will in fact lead a very small, humble Seder. A Seder that's fundamentally not about the food, not about the number of people you get at your table, but instead about the quality of the storytelling and the questions, the discussion, the back and forth that you have around your table. So I want to share two resources tonight One is my very favorite Seder, my very favorite Haggadah for the Seder, called A Night to Remember by Mishael and Noam Tzion. I just want to read to you what it says for Yachatz. Right at the beginning, right, you take the matzah and you break it in half and hide half. That's Yachatz, breaking the matzah. And they bring alongside of it the following. Entering the broken world. The Pesach story starts in a broken world, amid slavery and oppression. The sound of the breaking of the matzah sends us into that fractured existence, only to become whole again when we find the broken half, the afikoman, at the end of the Seder. This brokenness is not just a physical or a political situation. In Hebrew, Egypt is called Mitzrayim, reminding us of the word sar, narrow. And in Hasidic thought, Mitzrayim symbolizes the inner straits, the inner narrow places that trap our souls. Yet even here, we can find a unique value. As the Hasidic saying teaches us, there's nothing more whole than a broken heart. In fact, that comes from the Psalms, straight out of the Psalms. And also Leonard Cohen wrote, there's a crack in everything. That's where the light comes in. Some families pass out a whole matzah to every Seder participant, inviting them to take a moment to ponder their entrance into a broken world before they each break the matzah themselves. It's a beautiful meditation on the meaning of brokenness and wholeness, and an acknowledgement of the brokenness of each individual. I love this Haggadah. I've loved it for many years. It has fantastic illustrations throughout, and amazing readings with lots of points of access for lots of people. So I highly suggest this one by Mishael and Noam Tzion. You'll be getting an email later this week with great resources. The second one I want to lift up for people is this one. It's called Hearing Your Own Voice by Aryeh ben David. And I just want to read two of some 4 questions that Aryeh ben David brings that are truly new. When he comes to the bread of poverty, right, when we point at that bread and say, halach ma'anya, this is the bread of affliction or of slavery, of oppression. And then we say, now we are still slaves, but next year may we all be free. He asks the following question. What is one thing you are stuck on? What has been your plague this year? Talk about a question. Now that requires the ability at your Seder to do some deep reflection and some deep sharing. That's really the direction of this whole Seder, is deeper sharing, and I highly recommend it for people for whom that's better. Whereas I recommend this one, the one by the Tzion brothers, A Night to Remember, if you have children of any age with you this year. Another question that they bring is particularly interesting. Regarding the 4 children, they ask the following question. Where is the child in you? How would you like to become more of a kid? And what part of you still has a child's unbridled optimism? These are extraordinary questions that can give us a fresh take on the Seder. I suggest that this year we put the Magid section, the discussion of the meaning of the story of Passover, at the center of our planning and our Seder. The food is great, the guests are so much fun, but this year we can't really focus there. We can, however, focus on a profound sense of intimate conversation and telling of the Magid. So I hope that this year, rather than getting stuck on a sense of our loss or what we don't have, as we come together in households, much like that first generation who came out of Egypt, that we would actually be able to share with each other on a deeper level our feelings, our fears, and to encourage each other to take courage about the year to come, about the condition of the world and the action we might take in it together, and about the fact that we already have been redeemed from Mitzrayim, and therefore we know the shape of history to which God is leading us, one in which freedom exists for all peoples, in which healing comes to those who are ill, and in which we're able to enter our land freely. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to go straight to the Shema, and if you'll turn to your second page on your handout, we have a kavanah there.
Before reciting the Shema, we may choose to think about how we need to prepare ourselves to make room for the listening that the Shema demands. Teach me, God. Teach me how to deal with people, to show them how to convert the evil within the good. And if human beings are only wild animals, may I be able to turn them
toward mildness and humility. At the circus, I saw a man tame a tiger. Just keep reading.
Defang a snake. Would you make me so skilled? Bless me with patience. Make me strong as steel, that I might demonstrate to humanity the same such wonders.
Abraham Rising. If you have your prayer books, you can turn to page 40. 41? 41 for Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levacha, u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol me'odecha, V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shofecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam leod al yadecha, ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Ve'haya im shemoa tishme'u mitzvosai. L'man tizkeru v'asitem ekol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim l'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, li'ot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Hasam nafshenu b'chayim v'lenatan lamut ragleinu. Micha Mocha is on 44. Umachuto beratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael echa'anu Shira b'simcha rava ve'amru kulam Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osei felei Nora tehilot osei felei Malchutecha ra'uva
Moshe, Ze'eli anu ve'amru, Ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai, Imloch le'olam ho'eh.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, גאלו מעט חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. יאי לי לי
You join me at Hashkivenu on 45.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace. Spread the shelter of your peace over us.
Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, V'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Save us for the sake of your name.
Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, V'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Beautiful. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, O God, watch over and deliver us. And you, O God, are sovereign, merciful, compassionate. Ensure our going and our coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. The Shamar is at the top of your page or on 46.
V'shamru
B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Beini uvein
B'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Ki sheshet yamim
Asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'shamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash
Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
If anybody can tell this fly that's been buzzing around me to maintain a social distance, that would be great.
Don't kill it, it's Shabbos.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to encourage it to not be alive anymore, that's all.
You mean to leave this place and not visit again. Right, so we come to the Amida, the standing prayer. If you have this sheet alone, you don't have it here, so I would engage the silence and allow what arises to arises and direct it toward God. For those who have the Siddur, we're on page 47. Again, you can pick up your Siddur at specified hours. Check your email here at the shul. And you have a framing song, is that right? No? Okay, cool. Because it's smart.
Oh, say shalom, bimromav. Oh, say shalom, bimromav. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Oh, say shalom.
If you're able, please stand as we sing the Ma'ain Sheva. We'll do just the top paragraph.
Vayikra.
Yeah, b'chulu.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, יבוא שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
Kiddush, down on page 55.
We'll wait as Silvio passes out all of the grape juice. And we're done. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu bacharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
Fine.
I can't believe you choose grape juice over this there.
Have you tried that?
Really good, actually.
though?
He poured it right before. It was good.
I thought you were supposed to let it age.
Doesn't work in these cups.
Doesn't work in this.
Elaine, who's on 56 or at the bottom of your page.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tegidu la'etzer breshit, shelo asanu kiryei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamalachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, להפנות אליך כל רשעי הארץ. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד. This week at Temple Bethel, we recall the following full list of yahrzeits. Lolly Abrams, Sam Applebaum, Robert Back, Elaine Benjamin, Nathan Barry, John Binderman, Pauline Bronstein, Pearl Bronstein, Libby Brooke, Abe Butler, Rose Butler, Nathan Kales, Jacob Cherner, Matilda Cohen, Rebecca Cohen, Victor Cohen, Esther Cooper, Isidore Davis, Marilyn Dorsky, Nathan Epsman, Ruth Evans, Harry Feigelson, Wolf Feldman, Dorothy Foy, Bertha Gieser, Mildred Ginsburg, Rose Glick, Annie Goldberg, Marvin Goldberg, Helen Goldenberg, Bessie Goldner, Alex Goldstein, Jake Goldstein, Lillian Goldstein, Gita Golubova, Pauline Gauss, Sissy Green, Barbara Hallerman, Hannah Halpern, Victor Hanan, Sam Horowitz, Paulina Kalachman, Sarah Cantor, David Koshin, Vita Koshina, Arnold Krell, Arthur Laskin, Raphael Leaf, Anna Levine, Harry Levy, Leonard Lishkoff, Hyman Ludensky, Beverly Marks, Max Marks, Abraham Meir, Max Muchnick, Burton Olshan, Burton Peatluck, Philip Plotka, Eugenia Poliakoff, Helen Radens, David Randman, Ann Reed, Sarah Reed, Joe Resnick, Victor Saracen, or Buddy, Fanny Schwartz, Joe Seligman, Nasli Sr., Bessie Shapiro, David Shapiro, Sam Shapiro, William Shapiro, Mary Silverfield, Rose Silverfield, Nathan Sokol, William Solomon, Victor Spira, Meyer Staff, Fanny Steinberg, Nancy Steiner, Joe Toronto, Hyman Weinstein, and Cheetah Weintraub. We'll say Psalm 23 in their honor. Psalm 23 is also one that we say at funerals, and it's one that very much helps us at a time of grief, and at this time in general when we need peace in the midst of a storm. A Psalm of David. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want. God gives me repose in green meadows and guides me over calm waters. God will revive my spirit and direct me on the right path, for that is God's way. Though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are at my side. Your staff and your rod, they comfort me. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai forever. Ach tov v'chesed yirdefuni kol yemei chayai, v'hishavti beveit Adonai le'orech yamim. Announcements?
I guess so.
Okay. Here, you're more fun at announcements than I am.
You want me to do
Feel
a
free to
British
ad-lib
accent?
if you need. You don't have to praise yourself like Barry does.
We thank you for watching services from the comfort of your home. A special note of gratitude is shared with those lay leaders and staff who've come out to help us lead services this weekend. I guess that's me and that's you. We hope you continue to participate or virtually attend the various services and programs we're offering online via live stream, Zoom, or Facebook Live. Be sure to check in with us regularly to see what's happening. Next week, we'll be having a few different adult ed learning opportunities, including Beit Midrash 2.0 with Rabbi Stephen, Jew Curious with Bethany, and part 2 of the Love, Act, Repent series on Wednesday. Read more about it at templebethel.net or the TBE Facebook page. Also, if you would like to tune in tomorrow evening at 8:30 on our Facebook page, we will be having what I think I called, it was a cheeky name, I already forget what it is. Simply having a wonderful quarantine.
Yes,
Was
that's
the
the
name.
one.
You get it because we're having it. Don't worry, Paul McCartney may or may not be there, but I will be there. And my
Sarah,
dog Corbin.
I gave you the wrong announcement.
Oh,
I'm
Stephen
sorry.
gave me the wrong.
I'm
These
sorry.
are.
Yeah, that was in the folder, but no, Sarah, these are the correct announcements. I gave it away when it said part 2. So
Aha.
part 3 this week.
Part 3 is this week.
Yeah. All right. There's a lot more announcements. Hold on to your seats.
Feel free to rewind your live stream. Can you do that? Can you rewind? You can fast forward this part. Can you fast forward past the point that didn't actually happen yet?
I don't know.
It's like TiVo, but yeah. We hope you continue to participate or virtually attend the various services and programs we're offering. Yes, we have a special house concert in Havdalah happening with Sarah Metzger, that's me, at 8:30 p.m. Saturday night. Check out the Facebook event for details. She'll be streaming via Facebook Live. This week we'll be wrapping up our Interfaith Learning Series for Lenten Passover on Love, Act, Repent. Rabbi Stephen will be facilitating the Repent portion. There's been some exceptional conversation that's emerged from these events. If you get a chance, please join us via Zoom at noon on Wednesday. Zoom info in the text we'll be discussing prior to the talk. We'll also be having Jew Curious class led by Bethany at 7 on Wednesday. Then Thursday, Rabbi Stephen will continue his discussion of Bob Dylan, making music out of chaos, at noon during his Beit Midrash 2.0 class. After these announcements, Rabbi Stephen will give his best Bob Dylan impression. Zoom info can be found for both of these classes on the TBE website under the adult education offerings as well as on Facebook prior to class. Keep your eyes out for some online resources for Pesach. Rabbi Stephen was talking about some of those this evening. And we have some needs in the community that we'd like to share. Many of you know that food pantries are running pretty low on supplies. Grace Episcopal in Woodlawn has reached out. As many of the faith communities have shut down who help the Grace Food Pantry, they are desperately in need of canned vegetables and peanut butter for our neighbors in the Woodlawn community. The food bank is completely out of both, and these are really staples that families rely on. This pantry generally provides groceries for 120 families each week, so any and all help is greatly appreciated. You can contact Grace Episcopal Church, Woodlawn, through their Facebook page or contact Brad L., their food pantry coordinator, at a number that you will not remember.
Very good. Thank you, Sarah. That's terrific.
Tangled up in blue. Where's your Bob Dylan impression? You promised.
Did I? Okay, it goes like this. A hard rain's gonna fall.
How does it feel? Tangled up in blue.
We have been having a lot of fun with the Bob Dylan. It's terrific. And I'm so glad that at this time we're doing the music out of chaos thing. Bob is tremendous. I'm learning a lot about him and others, and we're having
Am
a
I
good
allowed to
time.
come?
Yeah.
Cool, I want to.
Yeah, just don't show me up with all your musical knowledge, okay?
I know nothing about
It's
Bob
a bait
Dylan,
midrash.
except he goes, hang on.
We're studying. It's not about music. It's
Okay.
about, ideas,
I like
right?
learning stuff.
Yeah. No, actually it is about Bob Dylan and his musical ideas. I have a question for the audience. I'll watch this after the fact. Raise your hand if you particularly loved Sarah's Havdalah last week. Raise your hand if you saw a wedding story about a shotgun wedding for Gail and Abe's daughter Naomi in Israel.
Ooh,
You didn't see it, Sarah?
Oh, yeah, I saw, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, I
sorry.
thought so. Right, you're supposed to get your hand up. Raise your hand if you checked out one of the stories about our community members this week. Good, good. And what if you actually went to the reinstitution of our afternoon service at 5 p.m.? I was there. No, I didn't come in person, but I came over live stream. So I have been having a lot of fun with Facebook. We're sorry if there's a lot going on our Facebook page. Fun fact, our reach on our Facebook page this week exceeded 10,000.
That's a lot of, wait, like people?
Well, those aren't discrete individuals, it's reach.
Oh, so it's like my mom who clicked the video like
It is kind of like your mom,
times.
actually. I think that's right.
Thanks, Mom. I like you.
That's the total reach of it. We conclude with Adon Olam on 2:11.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nira Le'et Nasa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Hiklot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hoveh Ve'hu Yiyeh B'tifara Ve'hu Echad Ve'en Sheni Le'amshilo Le'achbira Beli Reshit Beli Tachlit Velo Ha'oz Ve'ha'misra Ve'hu Eli Ve'chai Goali Ve'tzur Chevli Ve'et Sahara Ve'hu Nisi Umanosli Menai Kosi Ve'yom Ekra Be'yado Afkid Ruchi Ve'edi Shan Ve'ayira Ve'im Ruchi Geviati Adonai Li Ve'lo ira. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you for not coming.
Social distance handshake, social distance hug.
This social distancing thing, man.
It's more physical distance, right? Like, we're not socially distancing from anybody.
Yeah, someone said that on the call last night, too. I think it was Rabbi Friedman said, forget about social distancing. It should be social connection and physical distancing. Sounds like you and Friedman are on the same page.
Sure.
Well, good Shabbos. Think of the sunset while we were singing, Sarah. It was so bright when we came.
I'm going to leave before I say something stupid on the microphone.
Did you notice that the AC came on for the first time? It's like truly spring. Yeah, it's blowing cold air now. Yep. Yeah. Here we can talk about it if you like. All right, I have these all in place. Great, they're all ready to go.